Hello and welcome. My name is Isaac and we're going to be looking at a Master GMAT Sentence Correction question. And this one offhand looks a little daunting just because of its length, but you know what? It just takes a little more reading, a little more carefulness, but it's the same thing in essence, so don't be afraid of these. So if you want to give it a go on your own first, then pause the recording and unpause it when you're ready to listen to the explanations. If you want to just keep going along with me, then just hold on for a bit. Okay, so if you want to try it, pause the recording now. Okay, welcome back. I hope that wasn't too difficult for those who actually tried it. Now, the first order of business, of course, in our work order is to look at the sentence, read the sentence, and try to notice anywhere between 0 and 2 mistakes. Grammar mistakes, that is, at first. So what do you see over here? I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's quite long, of course, but if you haven't noticed anything yet, that may be a good thing. However, if you don't find a mistake at first, what do? Do you just pick A right away? No, not in this kind of question. I think that what we'll have to do is keep A for now and see what's up with the rest, because we do need to make sure that there's not something better out there. All right, don't fall into the trap of just picking A right away without looking at the rest. So let's go to B. In B, what do we have? Well, we're looking for grammatical mistakes first, right? So always pay attention to those little differences between these answer choices and the original, of course, right? Now, if you take a look at this, what happens? Right away, we notice that the real difference immediately is undeniable versus over here, undeniably. Now, obviously, what they're testing over here is an adverb versus an adjective. Now, when you say maintains undeniable, one of the highest standards, well, undeniable is what? It's an adjective. An adjective cannot modify a verb. What needs to modify a verb? An adverb, exactly. So undeniably is actually an adverb. You could say undeniably maintains or maintains undeniably, but you can't say maintains undeniable, unless of course you add another word over here, maintains undeniable truth or something like that. However, maintains undeniable is actually wrong based on the grammar issue we just discussed. So we get rid of that. What happens in C? In C, we're looking for another little difference. Do we see any major differences over here? Well, we don't really see any grammar mistakes, do we? If you see any other differences, leave them for now. Let's just go on. In D, do we see anything over here? Well, in D, let's take a look. You see creativity, insight. That's a bit of a difference. Now, when we say for its creativity insights, now insight is a noun. What should be modifying a noun? An adjective. What kind of word is creativity? Another noun. So that doesn't make sense. Pay attention. In the original it says correctly creative, adjective, insight, noun. And so D is wrong based on that. And in E, undeniably maintains one of the highest, etc., etc. What's different over here? Well, what's different is, you see, in a widely range of manufacturing industries, as opposed to a wide range of manufacturing industries in the original. A widely range. Same thing. Here we have an adverb. What's it modifying? An adverb is modifying the noun, range. Doesn't make any sense. An adverb can actually modify other adverbs, adjectives, and verbs, but the only thing it cannot modify is an actual noun. That's why we have adjectives, right? So, in a widely range is wrong. It should be in a wide range. Therefore, we're back to C or A. Now, what's the difference between those two? Well, if you pay attention over here, take a look towards the end, right? Are being inspired by it, as opposed to, take a look at the original, we don't have a passive, right? Except for is renowned, but that's okay. In general, when we have a passive, When we have an active, we choose the active. Why? Because they prefer the active over the passive. It's a stylistic issue. It's not wrong necessarily. It's something that can still be right, but everything else being equal, active is always better than passive. And that's why C is not quite right over here. The world are being inspired. Plus, always pay attention to that being. It's always a little bit awkward, especially when it's used in the passive sense. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Again, be careful. However, you do need to make sure that there's not something better out there. And in this case, this is certainly better. Okay, so we click on that. We have our time awareness tool. Makes us super aware of the time we're taking per question. Okay, and of course, we get our little explanation. It's a fairly simple question. It's just a question of being very, very careful with something that's very, very long. Okay, so that's it. That's how we deal with something that's a little bit longer than we like, yet it's the same approach. If we do it in a systematic manner, we'll come to an answer in a systematic way, and that's how we get them right, regardless of how long they are. So until next time, see you then.